guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I am doing a book review for you guys. And I know a lot of people have been waiting for this review. I know that Andy Matzner has been waiting for my review, but I wanted to be able to have a chance to go through the entire book, get a feel for it, do some of the journaling that's attached to this book, so that I could give a genuine, review of my pros and cons for the book. So Andy Matzner, you may recognize his name because he is the author of several books. If you go on Amazon, you might be able to, actually you will be able to see a lot of the books that he has done. So this is called Tarot for Transformation. It says using the major arcana to discover your best self and create a life worth living. So first of all, this is a freaking book. It is a very heavy and it's full of content, let me tell you. And I've bookmarked my favorite section, which I want to go back and do again after this review. But like I said, I've already had a chance to go through the entire book, and I want to be able to talk a little bit about it with you guys. So in case you're interested in getting this book, I hope this review helps you out. So first of all, Andy Matzner has been working in the field of mental health since 2004. And one of his favorite things to do is to work with the tarot. So he's combined two of his favorite things, mental health with tarot cards. And we know that the tarot it's our life in cardstock, basically. We go through this hero's journey, which is the 78 cards, and we go through this journey over and over in our lives. We have our trials and tribulations, we have our triumphs. The major arcana itself is great for archetypes, and there's a lot of archetypes that we have within our life. We embody many archetypes. The people within our life, as well as ourselves, would embody a lot of the court cards. And so, tarot can be used, yes, for divination and a plethora of other things, but tarot is also really good for personal development, looking into your own psyche, looking into your own shadow, looking into the positives, looking into the negatives, and just coming out a better person because of it. And you know that if you ever want to grow on this journey called life, you're going to have to do a little bit of work on yourself. You can't just, go through all willy-nilly. We can't be the Fool card the whole time. The Fool card does move into another card and another card and another card, and it is this journey. And so I think that, Andy Matzner did a great job talking a little bit about that. So he does just use the major arcana, again, the archetypes, the first 22 cards of the major arcana in this book. So let's go ahead and open her up. So he has a little disclaimer here, of course, and he loves quotes, little sayings, and I do too. So the fact that he has them kind of throughout the book, it's like I could write some of these on a sticky note and place them on my mirror, put them in my journal. And so I like that he's done a lot of that, and you'll see that through each of the sections as we go through each of the major arcana, that it has like a lot of quotes and things that, so if you're one of those people that, like I am, that loves quotes and gets inspired by them, then I think you'll like that too. So it says, without whom not. And of course we have Pamela Coleman Smith. Okay, so we have our table of contents here. Again, this goes through all of the major arcana. There's a little introduction as well. You see that here. And then it says on the nature of change. This is talking about before you even start this journey through this book, he does just let you know that this is a big deal. I mean, doing work on your shadow, doing work on your past, doing work on the things that make you uncomfortable. For some people, I think a lot of people is really difficult. So to not just take what's in here lightly and just kind of do it all willy-nilly, but to really take the time to delve in. And it's not a race to get through this book. If it takes you like a year to get through the first chapter, then it takes you a year to get through the first chapter. Because this is all about you, improving you, not being in a race or a contest with somebody else. It's just you. And there might be sections in here that really bring up a lot of stuff for you, in which case he said, make sure that you have a support system there, that people that you can talk to, preferably maybe a counselor, but, a tight group of friends, or even family members that you can talk to saying, hey, I've been doing this self-development book and with tarot cards, and a lot of stuff's been brought up. So it's definitely stuff to actually physically work through. Like he said, it's tarot for transformation. So you want to be able to, transformation is a difficult process. I have a lot of monarch butterflies in my front yard. I have like some milkweed. So I see them literally when they're just teeny tiny little caterpillars to when they turn into those big fat caterpillars, till I see them in their chrysalis, and then I've seen them bust out of their chrysalis, So it's a huge process, and it takes time. Any sort of transformation takes time. And so some stuff might be a little bit more difficult for you to get through than others, and that is okay. And so he talks a little bit about that. Okay, so we start off here with, let's say, the Fool's Journey, and each chapter they're not the same size chapters. Some chapters may be shorter or longer, just depending on all of the prompts and all of the stuff that Andy's put in there for that particular archetype or card. So here we start off with the Fool, and of course this has some quotes here, and it says, other words in the same etymological family as the Fool include, and then there's also like the meaning of the number 0, being nothing actually. And it's really interesting to get through. It talks a little bit more about the Fool card and all its different associations. We have some quotes here. But then he starts going into a little bit of background of like mythology and stuff like that. And then we start getting into more of the psychology. And there's lots of questions for you to answer, based on the Fool card. So using that archetype to dive into a certain part of your psyche, of your shadow self, and your light self, of course, as well. Because we can't have shadow without light. We can't have light without shadow. And again, we have some more questions and some quotes, and there's just, look at this. It's like tons of stuff for you to do. There's meditations in here, but a lot of like work for you to do. So it's not just read, and it's like this person has all the answers. This isn't about somebody having all the answers. This isn't about Andy Matzner being, like head guru of the world. He's a mental health, practitioner, which means he's here to guide you to help yourself. Anybody who comes to a tarot reader or to a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you're not going to them because you want somebody else to figure out your life for you. You're going to them for guidance so that you can figure your own life out. And so I think this book does a fabulous job of that, of really guiding you and helping you to look at your own stuff. This person is giving you the questions, is giving you the guidance, but Andy doesn't have all the answers. You do. And he's helping you to find them for yourself using what we all love, which is tarot. So like I said, like the rest of the book just kind of goes through that. Like I said, there are chapters that are shorter, there are chapters that are longer. One of my favorite chapters is actually the Strength chapter for the Strength card, because this is my birth card, but I also feel that like my birth card really does embody my life. And having gone through all of like the questions and the exercises and the visualizations as you do in this book, I thought would be easy because I love the Strength card. And I was like, whoa, I actually had to take a breather on this one. There was several sections I had to take a breather on. So all in all, like, gosh, look at this stuff, you guys. There's so much in here. So those of you that like journaling, and he does say, make sure you journal. Don't just sit there on the couch and answer the questions in your brain. You could do that for a first run through, but he really suggests that you write this stuff down, because it forces you to really think about stuff. And that's, I understand that because I myself, I'm a high school teacher. And sometimes my students, I'll ask them a question and I want them to write their answer down. They're like, can't we just verbally give you the answer? And I said, well, once you verbally give me the answer, it's like it's gone. You know, you've ceased to think about it. But the moment you put pen to paper, there is a different process that takes place in the mind. There really is. It's a little bit different when your brain goes into forming symbols, which is our words, our letters actually, which form words, and to put that on the paper. So to take thought and then to put that into symbols, which then form words, which then form sentences, it makes it stick in the mind a little bit more, and you get more out of the question, you know. So I understand keeping a journal for a lot of this. So you may actually want to maybe buy a journal, create your own journal, because there's going to be a lot that you're going to be writing. So yes, my review of this is an excellent book. I really love the journey that Andy took me on so that I could create transformation in my own life. I do see a lot of things differently. I by no means feel like I'm finished with this book. Yes, did I read through the whole thing? I did. And did I do a lot of the journal prompts? I did. But I feel like I need to go through it again in order to, you know, I just feel like maybe there's some stuff that I missed, and there's stuff that I think I need to go back and really dive into. So I think that this book is also great for that. It's meant to be looked at again and again and again, because we change. You know, I'm not now transformed for the whole rest of my life. You know, I am constantly going through transformation, just like the cells in our body. You know, they're constantly dying and being reborn over and over and over again. You know, every minute of every day. So yeah, I thought this was excellent. I have, you know, if I give it 5 stars, I give it 5 stars. My only I would say negative I would say about this book, and it's the only negative, and it's really small, and it's just because I'm an English teacher, there were some syntax errors throughout this book. I mean, it was every once in a while, and I swear, I'm sorry, Andy, it's just because I look at things through a teacher's eye, an English teacher's eye. I can't help it. I can't turn it off. I'm always looking at grammar. I'm always looking at syntax. I'm always looking at punctuation. And yes, every once in a while, there were like words that were omitted by accident, so it like threw off the syntax of the sentences. So there was only some syntax errors throughout the whole book. And basically, if that's the only negative I can say about a book that's about transformation, then that's a pretty damn good book. So, you know, I mean, not everybody's an English teacher, so most of you guys probably won't even see that stuff. But yeah, I'm so happy that, you know, Andy sent this to me for review. This has been so, I'm like running out of words because I'm like, it's been a blessing to have this in my life. We'll say that. So anyway, I hope this review helped you guys out. Please go check it out. And by the way, it's not expensive. This is like I think it's $20 on Amazon, something like that. Like seriously, really $20 for like this heavy book, man. And there's so much in here. Like you're literally going to have your life transformed. I mean, you're going to have to do the transformation, but Andy's going to guide you, and it's going to be freaking awesome. So anyway, I hope you guys dug this. Let me know if you have any comments or questions. Place that down below. And if you want to catch a reading for me, head over to www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. Not only do I have a variety of different readings, but I also have other handmade items in my shop, such as my bracelets that I make, my room and body sprays, my salves. I have altar pendants on my shop as well. And I have my Wally's World Oracle, which was community created and community funded. That's my little Wally Wallito. And I have a newsletter on my website as well, which is free for you to sign up, and I hit your inbox on the first of every month, and that's the only time I email you anything. And it has like witchy DIYs, arts and crafts DIYs, teas that I'm drinking, stones that I'm using, you know, etc., etc. If that interests you, definitely sign up. You can also see that there is some work in progress for my Leon Mystery School. Yes, my Lion Mystery School, my Leon Mystery School is coming soon in about 2 to 3 weeks. So you notice that there is some stuff already up on the website. But it is by no means complete because we're not ready to officially open our doors for about 2 to 3 weeks. My teachers are all currently working on their curriculum, but I'm super excited about it. So, if you want to see, little updates of how that page is coming together, you can definitely check out my website. And if you want to throw a little love my way, think about joining the KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.